Why?
Thought you might like to know why you've been paying me to come out here. What do you think?
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week, Leo sent me In Vitro, and this 2024 film was directed by Tom McKeith and Will Howarth, who actually has a small part in it as well, along with Talia Zucker and Ashley Zukerman, among others, of course. So what is the story of In Vitro? Well, this takes place in Australia sometime in the future, and it follows this cattle rancher. And he is no longer making cows the natural way. He has invested in cloning technology. So he's cloning all these cows. And of course, their DNA does not work out sometimes. So, they have a heart attack and die. And it's kind of an issue for him. And then he starts cloning something else as well. And then his wife finds out. And of course, she's upset about this. And he doesn't want her to tell anyone. So then he's like hunting her down and stuff. And, what will happen? Well, for that, you gotta watch the movie and find out. All right, so let's discuss this film. Well, with this one, it is a drama thriller, and I think those movies are always best seen on a Wednesday or a Tuesday, or at least from my perspective. And so I did watch this one on a Tuesday. I decided to press play, and I gotta say, I enjoyed it for what it was. It's a thriller with this kind of sci-fi element and, hints of drama here or there. With the sci-fi, they're cloning cows and cloning other things. And it's kind of interesting to see how that all kind of plays out. And then the ethics of it, why would you even want to clone your cows, right? That doesn't quite make sense because they can do something naturally, right? So that kind of was odd, but at the same time, how it kind of plays out, I thought was interesting. And there are a few twists as well. Certainly with this one, there's parts of the story that just change everything going forward. And I think you could probably figure them out, watching the trailer, but at least one of them, I don't think you will. So it does have fun things to be surprised with, I would say. And the pacing. Oh, the pacing is also good with this one. I pressed play on it, and I don't think I really touched my phone ever with this one, maybe once or twice, but put it down right away. So I started, watching it again. I think something happens every, 10 minutes or so. So it always is going somewhere that you want to go with it. So it is an easy watching experience that way as well. Other than that, it's nice to look at this movie. The acting is good. And so they're, doing a great job. And then the scenery is, fine as well. It's the Australian outback, which you don't get too many movies these days in the Australian outback. So it's just these gorgeous rolling hills and stuff like that. And so all the technical qualities like that certainly go into it that make it for, an easy looking movie as well as easy watching. And I think that brings me to what doesn't work with this movie. Well, it does hinge all on the whole premise that you want to clone cows. Why not just have cows make more cows naturally? But no, you have to clone them now. So he is doing that. And they never explain exactly why that is. They could have had a few lines maybe, oh, it's climate change is making all the cows sterile. It just says that he's invested in the technology. So I guess he has to use it. But at the same time, why would you invest this technology in this farm? It doesn't seem like a farm would want to spend extra money doing that. So the whole thing just kind of hinges on this really kind of silly idea, to tell you the truth. And it does kind of make elements of it fall apart. And then later on, it certainly does fall apart with other elements as well. So it does start to unravel itself when you start thinking about it. So if you can just, like I said, just watch it, go along with it, and not think about it, probably for the better. But if you do think about it for a little bit, it does start to not make too much sense. So as for a recommendation, I would say sure. I think it might even be a good kind of date night movie. While you're watching it, you can certainly talk about it. What would you do? Why would you do that? And that type of stuff. So it would be good for someone you want to snuggle up with and watch. It is, that thriller element, but it's never, scary. It's always this, high intensity sometimes. So it works for people who certainly, enjoy thrillers. It is a thrilling movie after all, and one that I think, sci-fi fans can enjoy as well. As for a rating, well, I'm going to give it the 5.6 because I thought it was better than average, but not above average, if that makes sense. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.